Hey guys, welcome back to Deeper Than Most. I'm your host, DJ.
And I'm your host, Sav.
So, what are we looking at this week?
This week is episode 23, and what do you know? It's another FNC series installment. And this is part 10 to the FNC series. Yeah, now we're finally in double digits for the FNC series. And the state that we're going to today is Georgia. We're going back down south. We're going back down south to Georgia. You excited?
Not really.
Yeah, me neither. But, so yeah, this is a case from 2012, and this is the murder of Vanessa Malone, aka Honey. So before we jump into today's case, so we have a few current events. I think we have like 3 today.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first one, I just want to preface this by saying, this first one, it's just more stupid than anything, and everybody has their opinions on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very touchy, difficult subject, but I just feel completely disturbed with what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, the first current event is about Texas and abortion.
Oh.
Yes.
That's too...
That right there is enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, Governor Greg Abbott signed a new abortion law last Wednesday. However, this law is pretty damn strict. And, I don't know. It just gets on my nerves. Like, I just hate that shit. Like, why is it such a huge debate? Let people do what the fuck they want to do. Like, that's how I feel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, forcing people and, like, putting them in compromising situations, it just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, it's
personally,
pretty weird, bro. I don't think there should be laws about what people should do with their bodies. That's
right. So
unsettling as fuck.
Exactly. So this new law will prohibit abortions in Texas as early as 6 weeks in, dude. 6 weeks in.
But
most women don't even know they're pregnant at 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So if you were to go in 8 weeks and then find out you're pregnant, and obviously you didn't know beforehand, right, you've already missed your mark. You don't have the option to get an abortion at that point.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, so at this time during pregnancy, like I just said, some women aren't even aware of their situation, and it gets worse. Like, you think this is the bulk of it gets worse. So not only is this putting a damper on time to make a decision for women, it is also allowing public citizens to sue abortion providers as well as women or people who choose to abort. So people associated with abortion clinics, Planned Parenthood, medical facilities, all of these things, a regular citizen can sue if a woman just decides to go get an abortion and they allow her to get that abortion.
Ooh, I can see how this could be a problem, a huge problem.
Yeah.
Because I can see a lot of Karens or a lot of people like that are going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to sue you because you aborted your baby. It's none of your
and anybody
business.
can do it. Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
It gets worse. You think that's it? It gets worse. So not only stopping abortion at 6 weeks, but now if you do decide to get an abortion or provide one to a woman in need that needs an abortion or wants one, you face the high possibility of being sued by anybody. But it gets even worse. So abortion rights advocates in Texas are trying to challenge this new restriction, also taking note that this is the most extreme law nationwide and in Texas since the landmark Roe versus Wade decision. And I haven't heard of that, but do you know what it is? Can you explain it?
If I remember correctly, we're gonna have to look into it because I don't remember
it sounds familiar, like the names, but
I do know it's like super important to this.
What was it about? Like abortion and stuff?
It's similar. It's like not necessarily abortion, but it's along the lines of that whole deal.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this right now is the most intense abortion law that we have out. Whew, but it gets even worse. So this new law will completely ban abortions at the 6-week cutoff, giving a woman only 2 weeks after a missed period to figure out what they want to do for the rest of their life. Pretty much. I mean, because fuck, if you have a kid, that is the rest of your life being changed. And the fact that they're giving women only 2 weeks to decide something that major, I personally do not agree with that at all. Like, that is just fucked up. I don't know. To me, it is. But just to add more shit to the pile, furthermore, this law will take effect in September of this year, and it even extends to the circumstance of sexual assault pregnancies, which is absolutely fucking horrid.
This is crazy.
Yeah, and the only exception would be a medical one.
But it's the same deal because, like...
Oh, and not only sexual assault pregnancies, incest as well.
Oh, wow.
So it doesn't even matter if you're sexually assaulted or raped. Like, if you get pregnant from that and it's past the 6 weeks, you have to keep it. Or you have to give birth and go through with the pregnancy, you know?
Yeah.
And that is just hella fucked up. Me, personally, like, that's the biggest thing for me is, you know, I feel like, yeah, people do have the right to get rid of a child if they choose to or not. But I really stand by that when it comes down to sexual assault, because why would anybody... I mean, maybe there's some people that would want to carry that child. But me personally, I would not want to carry a child that was conceived through something so traumatic.
Fireworks right now?
Or people shooting. Let me stop. But, you know, something that's so traumatic and so gut-wrenching. Like, I just would not...
I'm a man,
I would not
so
feel
I don't
comfortable
really have a
with
say
that.
in this. That's why I don't really have a say in this at all. Like,
I get that.
It's just not right. That's at least in terms of like how I feel about it.
I mean,
it's
if you
not
were
right
a woman,
but, like, still, yeah. If I
how
was
would
a
you
woman,
feel?
for sure, that'd be fucked up. Because it's like, how are you gonna tell me what to do with my body? Like,
right. And it just really kills me with even in the circumstance of sexual assault. Like, that.
Yeah,
really
that
fucking
one
kills
blows me because
that is
like,
not a choice.
Yeah.
At all. Like, I'm gonna just leave it there. Because I'm gonna get like deep into it, so just go ahead and go to the next current event. This one's pretty interesting though.
So veggies aren't even fucking real. Would you look at that? Actually, no.
Everything's fucking fake.
This is kind of interesting because I remember a while back I found out that broccoli was like not real. Recently, there was a crazy rumor going around on the interweb stating that veggies aren't real, instead man-made. With people going down the rabbit hole, this healthy and delicious food category has been concluded that veggies are literally just a culinary construct, a mythical food, if you will. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Literally weird. And apparently, according to like botanists, the word... Yeah. According to botanists... oh, shit. According to botanists...
I couldn't let you go down with that.
Thank you. You know, you're a real one. But according to botanists, wow. I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
Really?
Well, how often do I say botanist? But, you know. But according to botanists, the term vegetable it doesn't exist. So, no, like literally.
Simulation all over.
No, okay, so it's hard to explain. It doesn't exist, but they still, like, these vegetables exist, but they're not called vegetables. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, I got you.
So, like, the broccoli would be the flower of the plant. An onion would be the bulb of a plant. That's what they call it. So they don't just call them veggies, like, you know? And so that's kind of where this comes from. But also, most vegetables that we do have are man-made.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of scary when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like cauliflower and...
Yeah.
The specifics are focused on broccoli and zucchini. Even the carrots we see today are hybrids. Yeah, that's weird
carrots.
to think about.
I think I had heard somebody saying something about carrots, though. So, yeah.
This idea is that veggies are not real. It is brought to light by botanists, however, chefs would say otherwise.
Yeah, chefs would say, oh, well, it's something that is edible from a plant. It's consumable. So that was just a short little fun one, because that has been going around on the internet recently, is that vegetables aren't fucking real. And, I mean, it's kind of true. So, yeah. So we have one more current event, and this one is pretty interesting as well. It's called, I called this one A Leopard for Lunch.
Oh, okay. Let's see what's up.
So, on July 9th, animal rescuers in India received a strange call. They were summoned to a school to locate a leopard. Yeah. I don't know if it was like a middle school, a high school, or what. I don't even know how they do school out there. Is it like elementary, middle, high school? I don't think that's what it would be called.
I think so.
Anyways.
I think it's like primary and secondary.
Comment down below if you know. Yeah, let us know.
It's the whole deal.
So yeah, the leopard somehow managed to fucking make his way into the cafeteria. And how you might ask? Who the hell knows?
There you go.
I don't fucking It's ruined now. Don't even sound. So maintenance, aka janitors.
Ooh, I would hate that. I would hate that shit.
What?
Because like the janitors got to deal with everything. But a fucking leopard though.
I mean, well, yeah, but they did the right thing if you ask me. So maintenance at the school discovered the male leopard in the cafeteria, and they closed the doors and the windows from the outside to keep the leopard inside. And so, as they were doing that, they called the rescue group Wildlife SOS number. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Do we have that?
I don't know. So yeah, and the SOS people responded to the concern. Okay.
He did good.
Thanks.
Did real good.
Once the rescuers arrived, the leopard was tranquilized, then taken to a leopard rescue center.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
What is all this?
They got a whole a rescue center just for leopards. I don't know. That's when rescuers determined that he was in a violent fight with a rival male right before taking shelter. He probably got his ass beat.
Yeah, he was running.
His wounds were treated and he was rehabilitated. Okay. He was sorry, I'm dysfunctional right now. He was rehabilitated back to full health and released back into the wild. So yeah, he was fine in the end, and so was everybody else. I don't think anybody got hurt.
Oh, that's great to hear, because leopards are fucking dangerous.
Yeah, but I mean, fuck, they did the right thing, locking it in the cafeteria. Now, if there was some cafeteria ladies in there, I'm sorry for them, because I would have been scared as fuck.
I would have to quit.
Fuck? Why y'all locking me in here? Get me out. Yeah, no.
I would have to quit that day.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think they did the right thing, and
yeah,
I don't believe there were any students like in the cafeteria at the time.
Like after hours.
Yeah, but my question is, how the fuck did the leopard get in the school? Like, I'm just so confused how it got in the cafeteria.
It should just be
like, what? Y'all just got the doors open? Like, maybe their schools are set up differently. I don't know, but how it just wander its way into the damn cafeteria?
I mean, I'm gonna have to look into that though, because I'm intrigued too.
Something. So yeah. That's all we have for our current events for today. We had 3 of them hoes. So now we're about to
What, dude?
Nothing. We had 3 of them things until now. I be having to censor myself sometimes. I just be talking a little too loud. No, I mean, I don't give a fuck. We can still cuss. Anyway. So yeah, now we're gonna get into the tragic case of Honey, and yeah, it's just a really tough one to think about. I don't know, like, if I were her mother and like I had a kid, this shit would be like it for me. This would scare the fuck out of me.
So we're gonna get into the backstory of this whole thing. Honey was born February 8th, 1994, and closer to her passing, she was working in retail.
Yes, I feel like everybody's had that little phase in life where you're working in retail.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of like a rite of passage.
Oh yeah, well, and plus her age at the time, it makes sense why she was working in retail. So
she lived in Stone Mountain, or better known as DeKalb County, which is just...
That's how you say it, DeKalb? I thought it was DeKalb.
Oh, you from up here.
Yeah, because when I went to Cordell, I would say Cordell the whole time. It's Cordell.
Yeah, you from up here. I forgot about that.
Or Vienna. I used to call it. I used to call Vienna like Vienna sausage.
Honestly, though,
it's Vienna.
You're not wrong, but like...
Yeah. So yeah. So and DeKalb. Whatever. DeKalb County is just north of Atlanta. If that kind of gives you a little gist of where it is, that's where Stone Mountain is.
Right.
Stone Mountain's pretty, actually.
Beautiful.
Which, I don't know. Like, a place like Stone Mountain, you just wouldn't expect to see in Georgia, but it's out there.
There's Stone
It's
Mountain.
out there.
There's Toccoa Falls is beautiful. It's
Oh, really? I
couple-
thought it was just Stone Mountain. I didn't know there was more.
Yeah, there's a little bit more up there north.
Well, yeah, damn near out of Georgia.
Yeah.
But let me see.
Prior to her passing, Honey was dating a man named DeKevin, or is it DeKevin? I said
Bay.
DeKevin.
Oh, now they.
It could be.
You know that say the Kevin.
Hey, I'm just
the
checking.
Kevin.
It could be, because you know how people are.
I'm pretty sure that's the Kevin. It's
All right,
spelled
cool.
D-E
Just
Kevin.
because it's spelled like that do not mean that's how they say it.
Well, we ain't them. We us.
Honey was dating a man named DeKevin. She was extremely social and very trusting in others.
Which,
Oh,
honestly,
no.
I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks, is like being a good sociable person and a positive, nice person, like, doesn't always get you on the good end of the stick,
Yeah, no.
for lack of better terms.
She was also described as having a smart mouth, and her family told NBC News that if someone were to say, "I'll shoot you," to Honey, she would reply with, "Do it then."
Bro, that look-y sound like me.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in that situation, for sure. So I completely, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Honey was just 18 years old at the time of her death. Honey was living at home with her mother, Flora, at this time. Their home was located at the Hampton Village Apartments.
18.
18. Not even started life. Just, damn.
Younger than us.
Yeah.
And, like, we barely even started life.
Right.
And, like, thinking back on, like, who I was at 18, like, I've grown and changed, like, quite a bit since then, even. And that really wasn't even that long ago. It was, like, 5 years ago. But, damn, actually, it was kind of a long time. Anyway.
Half a decade, buddy.
I know, I'm getting on up there. Damn. But, yeah, like, I don't know. I could see how she was the way she was. Because I was pretty similar. I was pretty damn similar. You know, very too trusting in people.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't very social, but I definitely did put more trust into people than what I do now. Damn, there's just a lot going on outside. Sorry for all the background noises, you guys. Because I'm pretty sure you'll be able to hear them. And even just down to her having, like, a smart mouth. Oh, yeah. I would have said the same thing if somebody said that shit to me. And you know, because I've been in that situation.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, now we're going to fast forward to the day itself. It was just a normal day on 10/23/2012 when Honey was shot to death. She had went to work as usual that day and walked home once her shift was over. So when she arrived home, her mother Flora was already there, and shortly after her arrival, Honey told her mom she would be walking to her friend's apartment so that they can hang out a little bit, not knowing that this decision would change everything for her. And that's really what sucks about it.
Yeah, that fucking
It's
sucks.
just a normal day. And
Going to chill out with a homie and then, like, not coming back.
yeah. No, and it just gets real questionable as the details continue and as the story furthers. Because, I don't know, some people just aren't really your friend.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know? And I'm not trying to say, like, oh, these people, like, her, you know, who she was going to see was her friend or wasn't, but not everybody has your best interest at heart, you know?
Right.
So, yeah. But before we move any further, you know what time it is.
We are about to take this time to thank our sponsors. So, we'll see you soon.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free and it's easy to use.
There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone or computer, making it the best user experience around.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more, making it so you don't have to upload to each individual platform.
And the best thing about it, you can make money straight from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
So please, download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. And that's anchor.fm, spelled ANCHOR.FM.
So what are you doing? Download the free Anchor app now.
Picking up where we left off, Honey leaves the house to see her friend. However, only an hour after leaving the house, Honey was tragically murdered. Damn.
Time is of the fucking essence. And
Couldn't even be going for 60 fucking minutes.
Right. That's fast as hell, dude. Like, I don't know. That shit just, like, scares me and gets me a little emotional because it's just like, damn. Like, you can't even fucking just leave the house. Like, I don't know. That shit's just so weird to me. You know, like, full intentions of going back home, full intentions of going back to school or work the next day, and, like, you can't. You know, like, I don't know. That shit just, ugh.
It's like, damn, because she probably had plans after that to go home.
Yeah, and, like, you know, you just got home, saw your mom, said hi, whatever. Like, and then you just dip out, and that's it. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Once on the scene, investigators immediately believed that Honey was an accidental witness to an armed robbery, and we will get into why they thought this.
Yeah, so to get into that, and kind of just to set the scene at the friend's house, before Honey had arrived to the friend's house, or to the friend's apartment, 6 men had allegedly stormed into the apartment unit, wielding guns and tying up the 2 residents inside of the bathroom. And the 2 residents were believed to either be, like, one of them was her friend and the other one just, like, lived at the apartment, or they were, like, both friends of hers. Not too sure. It wasn't really clear. The 2 people in the home were bound with extension cords, and according to the victims of the robbery, they heard Honey come into the apartment, then instantly heard gunshots being fired. And because of this testimony by the 2 victims, the police just straight up believed that Honey walked in and was shot. And that's it. That's all they thought. They continue this theory by saying the robbers then left the scene without taking anything. So, I don't know about you, but I've never heard of a robbery where the robbers just don't take anything.
Sound like a setup to me.
Don't it? Yeah, so I don't know. This shit just questionable from the jump.
Because it seems like this could have been probably like an execution or like something was going down.
Just a straight up setup, like you said.
Like, yeah, it's just wild because and then she walked in and seen it, of course. So
wait, who walked in?
Honey, like she probably walked in and seen what was going on, and then.
Well, no, they were in the bathroom.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, unless she walked in and saw the guys, but the thing about it is, it just doesn't add up. Yeah. And also, why the fuck how do you get away with breaking into somebody's, if they broke in, into somebody's apartment and, like, causing that much of a scene and, like, noise? 6 niggas? Really? Like, in an apartment unit.
Why so? Why?
An apartment, though. How would you get away with that in an apartment?
Right. Ain't nobody.
That's what throws me in for a loop. 6 people.
And I know the wall's thin as hell.
Right. And I'm sure they in there trash and shit or whatever they were doing. Who knows? But, like, come on now. That's just questionable in itself. And also, I don't know. But you guys let me know what you think. Or let us both know what you think. But personally, think about it this way. If I were a robber, would I rather rob a house where their neighbors are a little more spread apart? They probably have a fence around their house in the yard, and there's probably like less witnesses, this, that, and the third. Or would I rather rob somebody in their apartment where there's plenty of fucking people around all the time, obvious camera footage? Now, houses, you don't know if there's cameras because not everybody gets them. But like an apartment, there's surveillance, there's people because multiple people live in one location. Like, come on now. Why would somebody choose?
Motherfuckers are not that smart, though.
You're right. But like, I don't know. For me, if I were to fucking rob somebody, I would definitely
like,
rob. I'd rob somebody in a house, not in an apartment.
The way I think about it is because, especially with houses, you can scope them out way better than you can apartments. So
exactly.
I don't know why, hey.
That shit weird. Like, what if somebody was coming out their apartment while all these niggas trying to raid into the... Like, that just doesn't make sense to me at all.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So, to continue, what the fuck?
The police.
The police were able to create a loose timeline of the events described by the victims, and it continued as follows. It was believed that two people tied up waited a couple of minutes for the coast to clear, then untied themselves to break free and dial 911.
That low-key just sound like some bullshit.
Hold
because
on.
how would you... Cause, okay, for one... If you were able to untie yourself, why you didn't just like untie yourself while they were still in there and just pretend like you're still tied up? That way, when a motherfucker try to walk up on you, then you can hit them with the element of surprise because the whole time they think you're still tied up. That gives you a chance to actually break free.
They probably scared as hell.
Yeah, but like
hey, man.
I mean, sure, they say there were 6 niggas, but do you believe that? I don't know. Anyways,
I can't believe shit.
And I mean,
I didn't see nothing.
You waited a couple minutes for the coast to clear.
Right.
I mean, what if they were just sitting in the living room eating a pizza that whole time?
Your food,
you know, like, how do you know? Just because it's quiet in the house doesn't mean everybody's gone.
Right. Somebody could have stuck around just in case that was the situation. But you know,
and why would they kill Honey and then leave y'all alive?
Right.
Please make it make sense.
But hey, man,
Please.
When the police arrived to the scene, they immediately found Honey's body. And Honey was lying on the floor with noticeable bullet holes because of the horrific discovery of her body. They were able to conclude she was gone at the scene. DOA.
Yeah.
DOA. God damn.
What's DOA?
Dead on arrival.
Oh. Yeah. And I mean, yeah. Like, what else would the conclusion be? When you get there and you see something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So... now we're going to kind of switch over to Malone's point of view. And by Malone, I'm talking about like her family and her mom, people that were close to her. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning of investigations for this case, it actually had a good amount of coverage in the media, which I wanted to just take the time to point that out because that doesn't happen often.
Right.
Especially when it comes down to black women, when it comes down to...
bro, not even just black people, black women, they don't ever.
Yeah. And, well, I think she was, like, mixed, but she was black.
Yeah.
So, in the eyes of the beholder, she was black.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The fact that she did get media coverage, like, I'm glad. But... at the same time, like, the shit is still hella fucked up.
Yeah, most definitely.
So, from the jump, Honey's family was skeptical of the whole robbery scenario, as were we, and probably you guys, too. Like,
look into it, man.
That shit just sounds weird.
Look into it.
I know, but, like, just from the details, does that not sound,
that shit sketchy.
Like, sketchy as hell? So, her family pointed out how, even though this was supposed to be a robbery, nothing was taken except Honey's life and her cell phone.
Right.
And once again,
just
what robbery, like, even if you are probably going to get caught, you're still going to try to take some shit because, right. I mean, why would you just leave completely empty-handed?
So you ain't take nobody else's wallet, nobody else's phone?
Something.
Nothing. Like
something. Goddamn Coke out the fridge. Give me something. A goddamn charger. I don't care. Like, a toothpick. I need it all.
A toothpick, though?
A Q-tip, toothpick, whatever. I need it all. Sorry, not spit on you.
Yeah.
So the the killer or killers didn't even bother to keep her phone. It was discovered about a mile down the road.
So what the fuck was you doing? Why?
Now, with that detail, that just furthermore makes me believe that this was a setup as opposed to a robbery gone wrong. Like, usually when a phone is discarded, it's because you're trying to throw off police or even try to just get rid of the phone so that way you can get rid of all traces of the person, whether it has text messages between yourself and the victim or whatever. But I don't know. The fact that it was only a mile down the road, like, that means that one of them folks in the apartment could have easily ran down there real quick, threw her shit in the fucking, I don't know, in a bush, in the grass, and ran their ass back and tried to, set up the scene and call the cops. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
And it makes it seem like they left with her shit because it was a robbery.
Right.
But at the same time, you
phone
only
up.
took her phone and her life.
Make it make sense. You can't because it does not.
Exactly.
So to continue this point of view, her mother Flora claimed to hear what she thought was fireworks shortly after Honey departed. In mom mode, she called Honey right away to see if she was okay.
Now this shit would hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Right there.
Honey never answered though. This is when Flora decided to call her other daughter, Honey's older sister, Cassandra Kennedy. Oof. Damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
When you go to call your kid and you can't reach them, so you got to call the
Especially
other kid.
hearing something that you thought was a firework. Like,
right.
Because then, if it were me and, like, yeah, sure, I thought it was a firework at first and I called my kid. But, like, as soon as they don't answer, that's when I'd be like, oh, shit, that might not have been a fucking firework.
Right.
Like,
I might need to go out and see what's up. Because, like, what?
I don't know. I'd probably be too scared to fucking go outside. Shit. I mean, because it was close by.
Man, shit. Oh, fuck. If I got to die for my kid, who?
But what help are you going to do if it ain't her and then you do die?
I'm out there because, shit.
I mean, yeah. But still, like, I don't know. That shit would just drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I would be blowing up. I'd be blowing up phones, dude.
Real, bro. Hey, you seen?
No, like, for real. I'd be calling her phone back to back to back to back. Like, oh.
Girl, you don't pick up that goddamn phone?
Not even just on no shit like that. I'd be scared.
Yeah, most of that. But still, like, it would send you to be like, damn. Like, pick up the phone. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? In an interview, Cassandra told Dateline NBC, at first she didn't think anything of it. This had happened before, where Honey's phone was turned off or dead, but when she saw emergency vehicles flying by, she called again, and Honey still never picked up. This time, Mom was freaking out.
That shit is sad.
Yeah, sad as fuck.
That's sad. That's so sad. And she had no clue, especially, like she said, like, it's happened before. And I can see how it's happened before. I mean, she's an 18-year-old. Like, you out and about. Your phone's probably going to die at some point. Like, you're not really...
This happened to all of us, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's been out and their phones died. Or they just turned it off to, like, separate themselves from their phone for a minute. But as soon as if I were to see those emergency vehicles, like, flying down my street, looking out the window, seeing that shit... When I just heard some shit, my daughter just left. I've been trying to get a hold of her for who knows how long. She's not answering.
Yeah.
Oh, like, I can only imagine how that would, like, feel in that moment. Like, obviously her first thought was like, damn, what if that's fucking Honey?
And then, like, the next part is really every mother or every parent's, like, worst fucking fear. Mm-hmm. So, like, after calling her daughters, Flora got a knock at her door.
Yeah. And, this wasn't no good knock at the door either. It was Kevin and his friend Chris. I don't know who this Chris guy is, but
it's always an extra nigga in the butt.
Right. Suspicious. They instantly told Flora what happened to Honey, and that is when Flora called Cass again to tell her the news. Once Cass arrived, the pair went to the apartment complex and literally had to beg the police for answers.
Oh, wow.
Beg.
Wow. Man, hold up, though. Because, like, how
her own mother,
all of a sudden, these niggas just
pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. Where the fuck they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when Kevin was not even, like, included in the excursions of the night. Like, she was just hanging out with her friend, not Kevin.
Yeah.
So where the fuck did Kevin and Chris came from?
Right. Who called them?
Exactly. And how they found out.
Right.
Don't tell me that her friends called him and not her mom. Jeez, there's so many things.
Out of all the people you could have called first, though, like,
dude, yeah, and there's so many things wrong. Yeah, the fact that they had to beg the police for answers, like, really just gets under my skin.
That's annoying as fuck.
Her own mother.
That's annoying as fuck. Because think about it. If I were a parent and, like, I'm up here asking you, yo, like, what is this my kid? Like, what happened to my kid? And you trying to brush me off, bro? I'm gonna be pissy. Because, like,
yeah. For sure.
Come
then
on,
they don't want to get mad and turn to the media and say that we're wild and crazy. Yeah. Well, if you just treated us like humans.
But don't even want to tell the whole story.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
exactly.
hey, man.
So the police did not confirm if the shooting victim was Honey or not until 2 a.m.
in the fucking morning.
2 a.m. the next morning.
So y'all mean tell me y'all couldn't?
2 a.m. So when police gathered the other victims' statements, they learned there were 3 to 6 men. Now it changes. So at first it was 6.
No, it's 3.
But now it's 3 to 6. Yeah, 3 to 6 men in all black and with semi-automatic guns, dude.
For what? For why? What the fuck you need them for?
No, like, honestly, seeing that shit, like, that would be scary as hell.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, how does it go from you telling whoever, dispatch or whatever, there was 6 men, then when the police go back and get your statements, now it's 3 to 6.
You don't know if it was 3 or 6.
Right. And now they're dressed in all black and they got semi-automatic guns.
Yeah, now
a typical robber. Okay. Like, what the fuck? So, police concluded upon Honey entering the unit, she turned around and was then shot in the back and her chest. The intruders dragged her fuck. This shit. Ugh. Fuck. I'm about to cry because that shit's so fucked up.
Oh, wait.
That's so fucked up, dude. So close to our house. Whew. Sorry, you guys. This shit is just very intense. So, they believe that the intruders dragged her body to a nearby closet after the initial hit and shot her again. Just to make sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's hella fucked up, dude.
More tragedy. The victims claimed they heard a scream right before the shot was initially fired as well. But Honey's family thinks Honey was lured to the apartment for the purpose of killing her. This is also a theory that the lack of stolen items in the apartment is due to the robbery being drug-related. Police have not yet confirmed this theory.
And none of that shit makes sense.
At all.
None of it. Like, what the fuck? Like, the fact that the victims keep changing their story, like, that shit just is bothering me. Because either you're lying or you just, probably don't even remember. Who knows? I mean, if they really were innocent, then hell yeah, they were scared and they just don't really know what happened.
Right.
But the fact that your shit keeps, like, changing and changing, like, oh, now you heard her scream,
Right.
But even just, like, the details and kind of, like, what police concluded is just really, like, I could picture it, like, it's just really graphic to think about that, like, she just walked in and seen whatever she saw, tried to leave the situation and couldn't, like, that is just crazy. It's so crazy. Because, like, you don't expect shit like that at all. Like, that's so unexpected.
Family was
heartbroken. Oh, wait. Before we move on, though, do you believe that it could have been drug-related?
More than likely.
So you think it actually was a robbery and it wasn't a setup?
It could have been a mix of both. And the reason I say that is because we don't know, like, personal details about the people, like, involved, like the Kevin or whatever, or like how that went down. So that could have been that case. They could have been looking for somebody. And on top of that, like, she could have been wrapped up in it. So it's a lot that could have been...
A lot of details that we don't know. Sorry, y'all. I'm just crying and shit.
The family was heartbroken, but hopeful that DNA testing or phenotype testing would eventually lead to an accurate description of the killer or killers. This would be accomplished by focusing on genetic traits and possible evidence from the scene.
If there was any.
If there was any.
And honestly, I don't even know if there was. Well, but, like, if you're dragging her into a closet, like... My
thing is, look at the... I wonder, like, when they did ballistics, how that went down. Because you can find out a lot from just, like...
If they fucking did it. And what's so crazy is this happened just in 2012. Like, that really wasn't that long ago. That was, like, okay, maybe almost a decade.
Yeah, it's almost a decade. But
like... That was not that long ago.
Yeah, when you're really looking
They were pretty damn advanced. Like, we haven't advanced that much since then. So, they had the same technology that they have now to be able to do the job correctly. Especially given all the information that they did have. Like, I don't know. That's pretty damning information. You have 3 to 6 men wearing all black with semi-automatic guns running around, you know, like at night. Obviously, like that's a lot of people. You have a pretty high chance. You have 5 times more of a chance to find the perpetrator as opposed to you looking for one sole individual. Because you got 5 or 6 of them. Like, you know? So, and then on top of that, higher chance of DNA evidence. You got 5 or 6 people that could have left that shit.
Like I said, motherfuckers are not that smart. So there's so
exactly
much.
And you're dragging her body. You're touching her.
There's so much that could have been left there. So much that could have been even outside. Even like the marks on their boots or their shoes or whatever.
Getting in the
like,
into the apartment.
You could have found anything. So
tying up the fucking rope, the victims, like all that shit. You know, they would have found something. Like there's no fucking way 6 people just don't leave a trace at all. Like the likelihood of that.
Somebody's a dumbass out of the group. Not everybody's.
Somebody's gotta fuck up. It's bound to happen.
Sadly, over time, Vanessa's case went cold until last year, 2020.
First things first is, although it is believed that more people were directly linked to the murder, the former suspect was arrested 8 years after Honey's murder. So even though the case went cold, like in the media, they've been calling this like an 8-year-old manhunt, like trying to find the person that or somebody that was responsible for this. And 8 years later, in 2020, they did have a suspect who was originally a suspect, but they were actually able to arrest him. So a man named Donald Ash, who was the age of 34, was arrested at 4:30 p.m. on a Friday at his mother's home in Stone Mountain. So he lived in the same area. Donald was taken to DeKalb. Did I say it right?
DeKalb.
Damn. What the fuck? That is not DeKalb.
Listen, hey, I don't make the rules. I just.
So, Donald was taken to DeKalb County Jail and has. What?
You was fucking hating that shit. You was like, this is not right. But
whatever. It's not. It has since been charged with malice murder and false statement reports.
As it should be.
Wait, so what's malice murder?
Malice murder is literally like how she died. Like, boom, bam. You just.
So they're saying that he did it.
Yeah.
I think they got the wrong D. I think it was the Kevin. So Vanessa's case was a buzz on Facebook when the news first broke out in 2012, with 137,000 people supporting the Justice for Honey group page. Her murder was also highlighted on the Dr. Oz show. Of course, Dr. Oz be getting everybody.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, actually, no. I'm thinking of Dr. Phil. Yeah, Dr. Oz, that is kind of weird. I didn't know Dr. Oz talked about true crime.
I didn't know that either. Interesting. You learn something new every day, huh?
Yeah. So, through the years, police reportedly spent hundreds of hours investigating the case and following leads that led them all over the southeast of Georgia. Or the southeast part of Georgia.
I feel like
right. But, like, there's no details on how they got their information, like who the victim are, or like who the friends are. There's no information on anything. And this case has been it's been since 2012. Like, fuck, that's a long ass time. It's been a decade.
Yeah,
and there's no, like, even when the case went cold, there was no information released about anything. Like, how they got their information, what DNA, what led them to arrest this random ass dude. Yeah, but even then, in order to make an arrest, you have to have some type of physical proof, not just he did it. I don't know. So, yeah. This was the tragic ass case of Honey Malone. And sorry I got a little emotional. It's just so fucked up. Like, I just hate that shit so much. So, we have quite a bit of ending questions. We have 6 of them because there's hella fucking questions to this case. Like, I don't believe that the dude that they arrested is the dude that did it. And if he is, I don't think he's the only one.
Yeah, hell no. He definitely ain't.
And but also, how do you explain how the fuck the Kevin and his friend just knew what happened right after?
Why was they the first one to get called? That's my whole question.
Yeah, like, make it make sense.
So, to get into our ending questions, the first one. Who do you think could have been involved in Honey's murder? And we've been saying this throughout the whole episode.
Her friends.
Her friends, the Kevin, that Chris nigga, whoever that is.
Yeah. But I want, like, 99.98% sure. Well, not sure, but percent confident that it was probably one of those so-called friends of hers.
It was definitely.
Because how the fuck they go untouched? That's my thing. How?
Ain't nobody dead but one person.
And who's the other person?
Why was y'all tied up then if they wasn't gonna kill y'all? What was the point?
Yeah, exactly. And if y'all were over here tied up in the bathroom, sitting there waiting or whatever, like, you would think that they would have already been grabbing shit and ready to go.
Yeah, they should have dipped whatever they came to get.
And if they came with guns, they would have killed you from the jump and took that shit and left.
Exactly, because you done seen everything, and you know what I'm saying?
Like, you know, I don't know. Weird. Let us know what you guys think, because this shit is just so questionable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. So, question number 2 is, do you believe this was purely just a robbery gone wrong?
Nah, it's definitely foul play, for sure.
Agreed.
Definitely foul play.
Agreed. It just, none of it makes sense.
One person dead and there was 3 victims. Make
right.
It make sense.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And the one victim is the one that wasn't even, like, she didn't even live in the house that was being robbed.
In the shit for real.
Yeah.
She was just coming over.
She was
a
fucking witness.
That's crazy.
Like, that doesn't make sense. How you kill a witness that just accidentally walked in, but you don't kill the people that you took time to tie up.
Yeah.
That lived there.
Why did you do all that? For what?
That's crazy to me.
And the third question. Do you believe the man that has been convicted is actually involved in her murder? So, my take on this is he's probably somebody that knows something, or it's probably somebody that may be involved, but he's taking the charges for everybody else or the person that actually did it. Because that's usually how shit like this goes.
That's true. That, or, like, the theory that there was 3 to 6, like how it changed from 6 down to 3 to 6, has me thinking that Kevin, Donald, and Chris might have been in on some shit or whatever.
Somebody had
and I have a feeling that it was ordered by Kevin. Chris was just there or whatever, egging his little friend on, being moral support, and Donald was probably the one that pulled the trigger. Mm-hmm. But they're all fucking guilty, and they all played a part. That's how I think it could have gone.
Second degree is a hell of a charge.
Yeah.
Shit crazy.
Yep. So, and you said you do think so as well? He's involved somehow?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. So the 4th question is, do you think this could have been a setup? And hell yeah, we already know. Like, we'll not know. That's what we've been saying though for the whole episode.
It just makes the most sense because, like I just said, 3 victims and only 1 dead. Even nobody else is even injured. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's hurt. Nothing. So it's hard for me to just be like, this wasn't a setup because whoop-de-wop. Right?
How you just leave no fucking evidence? Like,
and then they only took her shit. Like, her shit is the only shit that's going. So
then threw her shit a mile down the road. Like, you didn't even need it or want it.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of even taking the shit? And then, like, you had to have been digging through her pockets or something to, like, grab it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it had to be on it, bro.
It just, none of this shit makes sense. None of it adds up to me.
And question number 5. Do you think there were multiple shooters or just one? Honestly, I'm going to say it was just one. And I feel like it probably would have been the person that was closest to her that did it.
So you're thinking the friend of hers or Kevin?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking... Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't see it being, like, multiple shooters. I mean, maybe because she was shot more than once. She was shot in the chest, she was shot in the back, and shot once more somewhere else when they actually put her in the closet. But, yeah, it's definitely more likely that it was just one person, and I'm kind of still, like, standing strong with the theory that I had of it being Donald that pulled the trigger, but Kevin the one that's ordering that whole hit, and Chris just being there for Kevin's moral support. And the friends being in on it too, like, hey, get her at your house. Because I'm sure they probably knew Kevin. I'm sure her friends knew Kevin because they're her friends. Because, like, I don't know if they are for real, but
shit, set the shit up and we'll take care of it, and that's what they did.
Yeah,
that shit is crazy.
Yeah. So, last question is: do you think Honey got proper justice?
I don't think it was enough.
Mm-mm.
That was not enough. So
no.
you mean to tell me after 8 years, my nigga, that's it? You just got one guy?
One
y'all
dude.
Just call it? Y'all just gonna call it?
Yeah. And I don't even think his charges were that damn serious. Oh, right, malice murder. Not first degree, not, you know?
Premeditated second or anything like that.
Not tampering with a deceased body since you moved her after you already shot her. I'm pretty sure she was already deceased at that point.
But here's the thing, though.
And then you want to do it.
Here's the thing. They probably didn't give him no charges because they didn't have evidence on those charges. But how did you get the evidence to convict him? Anyway?
But how'd you get the information to know that she was dragged into the closet after she was initially shot?
Exactly. So,
and then shot again once laying in the closet.
Crazy. Is that my son?
Sonny, come here.
Meow.
He got poop and stuff on his booty hole.
And then you're gonna try to fucking flick it on me.
It didn't get on my finger. It was just gross to touch. So yeah, what do you think about this case?
Yeah, shit's stupid. Stupid as fuck.
Like that shit really just hit a nerve. It really like was pulling at my heartstrings with this one.
I was like, how, bro? How you just how?
Because it's just so senseless, you know, and like I don't know. It's just fucked up. Hella fucked up. And yeah, sure, they convicted somebody. They threw somebody in jail. But like
that doesn't always necessarily mean it's justice. I mean, they could have fucking picked any damn body and said
exactly.
You see how they deal with the Central Park 5.
Yeah. Ooh, we should cover that one. No. That's too much. That's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But watch When They See Us if you haven't on Netflix. It's bomb. Very sad. You'll be crying like I was in this episode, but it's worth it. It's a good watch. So, oh, look at your son. Anything else? Any kind words?
Kind words. I actually don't have anything for this episode.
Well, my word of advice for today's episode is keep to yourself and be careful who you trust. Things are not always as nice as they seem. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Because honestly, I don't have any more words. I was crying. I think that was enough. Wow. They done seen me cry. Heard me cry. Whatever.
Dang, Cosmonauts. Y'all part of the family now.
I didn't even expect to cry. I didn't know it was coming out of me. It just like hit just out of nowhere. As I was reading it, I was like, whoa, this shit really is fucked up. But anyways, guys, one of our beautiful little sons is asleep right here.
He ain't even asleep. He's just playing. He just want to be on the podcast.
He's just spoiled. He's
my
so
little
spoiled. Yeah. But alright, guys, this was episode 23, FNC Part 10, covering the Vanessa Malone case. And this was in Georgia, 2012. It's a crazy one. Mm-hmm. Look at him.
And on that note, I've been your host, DJ.
And I've been your host, Sam.
And this is Little Bitty.
This has been your house. What's his name?
Wow, she forgot her kid's name.
This has been your host, Ollie. I really did have a brain fart.
And we'll catch you guys next time on
Deeper Than Most.